Today you are going to learn 5 live streaming tips, and we're starting right now. What is going on? My name is Nick. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to learn how to grow your channel, make videos, and all types of other YouTube related stuff, start right now by hitting the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. With that out of the way, today I have a very special guest for you, and we're going to share 5 live streaming tips for you because the mobile live streaming has rolled out to almost everybody now, and we want to make sure that when you go live that you keep a handful of things in mind. So the guest today, her name is Mina, and her YouTube channel is The Universe Guru. I know a lot of you regular viewers have actually talked to her in chat in one of my live streams before. But Mina is a life coach in addition to being a YouTuber and a live streamer. I'm gonna pass it over to Mina so that she can share her 5 tips for live streaming with you. Mina?
Hi Nick, thank you so much for having me. And yes, like you mentioned, I live stream almost daily on my channel. Now my channel certainly did not start off that way, but I was looking for a better way to engage with my audience and offer more value than other people in my fields. And I'm a life coach, and the best way for me to be able to do that was offer my services for free to people who could be my potential clients. Also as a way to build that connection with my existing audience and also hopefully bring in new audiences as well.
Yeah, that makes total sense to me, Mina. So what has live streaming done for you?
Live streaming has been a game changer for not only my business, but for building that community. I was really lacking and craving that in my life, and I see now that other people were also craving this because my subscribers love my live streams. In fact, if I ever miss one, they will message me on multiple social media outlets to ask me when I will be going live. So this is a wonderful strategy for a lot of people to implement into their YouTube channels. It not only helps you build that community, but it also can ignite growth on your channel like you've never seen before. So I made a lot of mistakes when I first started off because I didn't really think this through, and I just kind of went live and it just came to be. But here's some tips that I've put together for you guys. So my number 1 tip is to have some content prepared before you go live. If you're going to do a live Q&A, that's fine, but maybe put a call to action out on your other social media sites and let viewers know that you're looking for some questions. And that way you have some material to start off with. Sometimes YouTube can take a few minutes to notify your subscribers, and then it can take them a few more minutes to hop on. So you're not just awkwardly sitting there waiting for people to come on. You have some questions to answer. And if you don't want to put a call to action, just look at your comment section. What questions do people repeatedly ask? Write those down and have some material to start off. And my tip number 2 is to not make every live video a Q&A. There should be a general theme for that video, because if you don't come up with a theme, then people will just be asking you all kinds of personal questions and things. And not because they're trying to probe or be nasty. I mean, some people are, but not everybody. But sometimes what can happen is if your loyal subscribers notice that the chat box is not really scrolling, they will just, to fill up the space, ask you random questions, and that may be fine for you, but sometimes you need a little bit more structure and let them know that on this chat we're talking about this particular topic.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
And also along the same lines, you always want to research the keyword and the tags just like you would on any other video, because remember, after your live chat is complete, your video will hopefully get uploaded as a regular video that can be searched for, and people that missed the live chat may be watching that. And so along those same lines, my tip number 3 is to deliver the meat of your content in the first 5 to 10 minutes and then interact with people. I have learned this lesson more as a consumer of live chats, because sometimes I will miss a live chat from one of my favorite YouTubers, and as I'm watching the replay, it gets a little annoying when every 5 seconds the YouTuber is interrupted because they're saying hi to somebody or calling somebody out, which your subscribers are there for that, so definitely do that when you're live. But what I do is I let my subscribers know that I'm going to deliver the content first, and then I'm going to take the rest of the time to just chit chat and answer questions and hang out with them, because I know that's what they're there for, but I want to make the replay of the video as pleasant as well. So the people that miss the live chat, when they come on, they can just watch the first 10 minutes and get all of the meat of the content. And that way, if they don't want to stick around for all the other questions and randomness that may happen, that's fine. they can just move on after the first 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that one. When I see people come in that, that normally come into the chats or that I normally see in the comment section or whatever, I definitely love to just kind of stop everything and shout people out when I see them coming in. And then I have to try to bring myself back on track, and then somebody else comes back in, so I want to, oh hey, what is going on? So, I know exactly what you mean by that. And in addition to that, there's also, the people that, come into the room to where, you're live on camera and you have to give, this thing, you know what I mean? The hey, I'm streaming right now, get out of here. You know what I mean? So, that's part of live, just being a bit chaotic, because it's real.
Exactly, Nick. That is such a good point, because in the beginning I was always nervous that one of my kids would interrupt my live chats, I would spill something, like there would be hiccups, there would be no sound, and guess what? All of those things did happen, but guess what? My subscribers totally understood. It's live, right? It actually adds to the fun of it. No joke, I've had videos that did not have sound for the first like 5 to 10 minutes. I've had videos where my daughter knocked over. I did this live fitness routine and my daughter came in and knocked over the whole lighting system. I spilled my fitness drink. I had one recently where my candle tipped over all over my table while I was live. But you know what? That's real life, and actually, if anything, that helps you relate to your subscribers. I think my funniest live story is when I was doing a live video on the importance of healthy eating and not eating too much sugar, and my daughter, my 3-year-old, waltzed in eating M&Ms and started showing them off. And I just said, M&Ms, where is my check? And people understood that I'm a real mom and this is how real life is. I mean, I just laughed with my subscribers. I joked about it. I said, just like every other mom, sometimes I too need to bribe my child so that I can live stream. So, plan for these things. It's not a big deal. If you can laugh with your subscribers and laugh at yourself, I think that makes for better entertainment anyway. So don't sweat the small details. In fact, I promise you things will go wrong.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean by that.
So my tip number 5 is to take that same longer live stream, it could be an hour, 2 hours, download it from YouTube, and then edit it into just like that meat content that I asked you to put in the beginning. Just take 5 to 10 minutes of that and turn it into another video. You can post that on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, but it's another piece of content that you can refurbish and use later on. I've done that for some of my more popular live streams where I've cut that into like a 5-10 minute video, and then a few months down the road I will re-upload that again for people who may have missed that, or maybe it was too long for them to watch. So now I've taken a longer live stream and turned it into a regular video that I can add B-rolls to and things like that, and reuse that footage basically. So learn to repurpose your content. So every time you're live streaming, you're actually producing at least 2 pieces of content.
That's an excellent tip because, a lot of people that come and they watch the live streams, they don't have the time to actually sit and watch, an hour-long live stream or 2 hours or sometimes 3 hours in my case of a live stream. So, breaking the videos down or the live streams down into shorter, consumable content, that's a really, really good idea. Thank you. Mina, as a life coach, because you're giving away a ton of free information on your channel. So as a life coach, how does live streaming affect your business? That free content that you're giving away in your channel, I mean, are you giving away too much?
Nick, that is such a good point because I get that asked all the time. When I first started doing these live streams of daily 1 hour, essentially they're 1 hour long daily life coaching sessions, my husband and friends and some colleagues were asking me, well, if you're giving away so much life coaching, who's going to buy your services? But as we've learned, it actually increased my conversion rate. Every time I do a live chat, I get at least 3 to 4 people asking me about my coaching services, and then some of those people convert to actual clients. The truth is, there's a lot of other life coaches out there. There's so much media and advertising and things like that coming to people. What are you offering that sets you apart? And this was really a way for me to be able to show off my expertise in a way that was natural and authentic to me. For example, the way I see it, anybody can Google something, turn it into a 4 or 5 point bullet list of how to do 5 steps to this or 6 steps to this, and they can post that as a way to market their coaching, and that may work, right? but it takes a little bit more expertise and confidence to be able to live coach daily live on air. And people see that when they see that somebody may have asked a question that's very similar to a situation that they're dealing with, and when they see me reply to that, that is a connection that they make in real time. They see that I only had seconds to hear that question and offer my expertise. So it really sets you apart from your competition. So I highly recommend that people implement live streaming as part of their business strategy, as part of their personal branding. It really helps set you apart.
Mina, thank you so much for coming on. For those of us that want to know more about you, where can we find you, or where can we find out more about you?
Thank you so much, Nick. This was a pleasure. I enjoyed sharing my live streaming tips with you guys. You guys can find me at The Universe Guru on YouTube, and I live stream almost daily, so I'd love to catch you guys at my next live stream. I also share monthly my YouTube and business earnings and sort of the changes that I'm making on the channel, and if they're producing me more money or less money or what's going on. So it's nice to have some other YouTubers sharing in on the fun of my trials and errors. Thank you so much for having me. I'll catch you later. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much for those tips, Mina. And I'm going to put a card to Mina somewhere up here at the top of the screen, so make sure that you head over to Mina's channel and check her out. If you want to learn how to grow your channel, make videos, and all types of other YouTube-related stuff, start right now by hitting the round subscribe icon so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.